Hi guys, this is Radhika here again. So this video is about the kind of weird experiences that I wanted to share with you. Um, so I say weird, but you can call these as paranormal. And I say paranormal not in the sense to scare you like that movie, whatever it was, paranormal experience or something like that. But basically, something that doesn't happen normally is paranormal because it's not normal, it's like abnormal to us, and something that cannot be explained basically with logic or science or yeah, like basically proven. So it's a belief based experience, and it's very weird because I have always been in my life a very, very logical person, and um, I am really like an more of an experiential person. So if someone says something bad about person ABC, I'm not the person to trust that okay, ABC is this way. I will actually experience it, and after I experience it, I will admit it that okay, A, B, and C is this way. But yeah, so basically I would say I was a skeptic. I had belief because I had belief in goodness. Basically, think that I did not think beyond that because I was very busy in my just in my life. I did not ever sit and think about things, but there were a lot of things that I did not believe in, like a lot of superstitions and things like that. So, I would believe in them if someone gave me the actual reasoning for it, or at least the uh, even the believed reasoning for it. But there's so many things that so many people say which have no basis at all, and they do it just to spread fear. So I was always very skeptical about such things because these things cannot be proven. So someone might be very easily be able to spread fear because of these things. At the same time, some people inspire others by these things. So it totally depends. But yeah, I actually did not believe in this at all, and I do not have like a very religious inkling, but I have read about a lot of religions just out of interest, just trying to understand them, especially a lot on Buddhism, because it's a very logical religion, I feel, and I could relate to it a lot. But yeah, the experiences I'm talking about is not, it's not pertaining to any religion, and it is actually my experience. I'm not quoting it from a book, or it's not something that I have read or studied somewhere. It's what I have experienced. Okay, so basically, it kind of began after I was pregnant, and I attributed it at the time to my hormonal levels because I thought I am so hormonal. I have started. So the first thing that I want to talk about is knowing and sensing. So I suddenly, when I was pregnant, I would sense things. Like I would sense that this person, something happened to this person today, and so he or she is acting this way, and it's just a story that I would make up in my mind, or I would think I have made it up, but it just comes. It's not like I am actively thinking and making up a story, because I know what making up a story is. You are kind of trying to build a story, but this is like you look at someone and suddenly something, you just know something. um, then I would just read people's feelings, understand. Like sometimes people say one thing, but how they are feeling behind it is different. And I'm not even talking about normal talk, it's like office talk. Even in office, I would kind of pick up on people's feelings. I could read a situation and I could also predict what is going to happen in the future. And a lot of things that I thought are going to happen did happen. um, yeah, so that is knowing and sensing. So I, at the time, I was just attributing it to my increased hormonal levels, because as I told you, I have a I I have and I had an even more logical mind. So I was always trying to put some reason behind whatever is happening. Then the second thing that happened was dreaming. So I would wake up in the night when I was pregnant, which is also again common. It's a common pregnancy symptom that you will wake up a lot of times. And I would have had a dream due to which I was very upset. And I would kind of uh, I kind of had a very bad feeling that something bad is going to happen. And some of the things I just knew, again, it was just a knowing. I knew these things are going to happen, and I knew I am going to take those steps when those things happen. Now, you might say this is due to an overactive imagination, etc., etc. But trust me, I was very tired. I was pregnant. I had just moved cities. I was doing a new job, so I really did not have the time to make up all of those things in my mind. I really did not. And I was very much into my pregnancy, so I was always reading like Baby Center and all these different things. So the only thing on my mind really was the pregnancy, nothing else was on my mind. So all these things that suddenly would come up in dreams, and I would be very very upset after I've woken up. I sometimes I was on the verge of crying. But then again, all these things are also related to the hormone levels that change when a woman is pregnant. So I didn't give it much thought. Like, I just thought, okay, maybe it's a dream, and I just let all these signs that I was getting, I just let them go. Then the third thing is, I was waking up a lot um, between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. And I would see these numbers like 222, 333 on the clock, because we have a clock just by the side table of the bed. And whenever I got up, I used to see the time. And this is actually even after I gave birth to my child, I was still waking up. This is also common because you have to get up to feed the child. So I thought it's just that. But every time I would wake up and look at the clock, a lot of times, I mean, I haven't noted this down, what I saw on which day, but a lot of times the time on the clock used to be 222, 333, and all these numbers. And moreover, when I would wake up suddenly, I would feel extremely restless. Extremely. I would feel like I have this energy inside of me, and it's just like it's going everywhere. And I felt like, what should I do? Should I wake up? Should I go to the bathroom? What should I do now? Should I have a glass of water? And all these thoughts like racing in my head. And I used to feel like, what is wrong with me? Calm down, calm down. And then I would get up, I would do something. But this is like in the middle of the night, after I have been tired the whole day, and even after I have woken up a few times in the night to feed my son, I would still wake up with so much of like, and it's like trapped energy, you know, it's like a trapped animal. It's going everywhere, and you get very restless because of that. Yeah, and then another thing is, one day I woke up in the morning, and I just had this complete knowing of energy. And um, it all actually began with a video that I saw of something to do with bad energy and narcissists. And I actually was I was having this experience that when I was with the narcissist, I had bad luck following me everywhere. Like everywhere, everything I did was going wrong, and like stupid things were going wrong. And um, I was also manifesting things very, very easily. I would think a bad thought, and suddenly, like the milk that I had for my son would spill. And maybe it's TMI, but this is breast milk, so it's very, very, very important. And I would be like, oh my god, why am I thinking of this person? Why am I thinking of this person when I'm doing this thing? I should not be. And so many times it manifested for me that what I was thinking has an effect on my physical life. And so then I made it a conscious decision that whenever I'm handling milk, I'm not going to be thinking about the narcissists, because I was spilling precious milk. So I realized that I should stop doing that. And so I was pretty much forced by some unseen law of universe to stop thinking bad thoughts, because first it manifested in luck in different ways, but maybe I wasn't getting the clue. So it started manifesting literally like this: I would think something bad, I would drop something, something would happen, something would fall. And it was um, for some time I thought it's a coincidence, and then I thought, okay, fine, maybe it is a coincidence, but there's nothing bad in, not thinking bad thoughts. It's a good thing to not be thinking about bad things. So I stopped thinking about bad things. And so yeah, so that's how it was happening for me. um, and yeah, so I got up one day understanding energy completely. I don't know from where this knowing came, but suddenly I was totally aware that everything in this world is energy. And out of nowhere, because I'm actually a software engineer, so I don't even think about energy or I don't deal with these things. And my job is very stressful as it is. So I actually never used to I never ventured into spirituality before this. So yeah, so basically that video, I will also link it in this video. That made me realize bad energy, because I was seeing bad luck when I was near the narcissist. And before that I had never seen like so much bad luck in my life. um, then yeah, once I had a dream in which I was inside a spaceship and I was it was a body, like it was me inside the spaceship, but I was watching myself from from a top corner of the spaceship, and I was able to see the entire cosmos in front of me from the spaceship. And I remember that dream very, very vividly. Like I also had planned to draw it because it was so vivid in my brain, and it still is. And it's been almost like 1.5 years since I saw that dream, but I can't forget it because I think it's a special dream. It means something in my life. So yeah, I can't forget that. Okay, and then because I was seeing all these numbers 2233, so I started even 111. I was seeing 111 a lot. So I started researching what does it mean to see these numbers, and then I realized these are something called as angel numbers. And my son, when he was born a month premature, but he was 2 months premature weight wise because he wasn't growing inside of me. So his weight was actually 3.14, which is another angel number. And I will actually add the link to the angel number. And the angel number says that you should start listening to your intuition and you should start your inner guide you now. So yeah, I started reading about angel numbers. I started seeing a lot of angel numbers. I also told my husband about this, and I don't know what he thought about it, to be honest, because it is crazy talk, right? When someone is talking like this, you can't you do question their sanity. So I don't know what he thought about it, but the funny thing is we were doing some government related work at the time for some other country. And like we had to get kind of like an SSN, how you have an SSN in the US, a similar kind of a number in some other country. And the number that I got was something something something, and it ended with a 111. And I had just told my husband about this a day ago. So I told him that, see, even here, I, because both my husband and my son also got those numbers, but they did not get this number. So of course it doesn't prove anything. There's a high chance, there's a high probability that I got it out of coincidence. But then the thing is, so many coincidences happening one after the other, so you kind of start putting the dots together, and you try to form a picture out of it. um, Okay, yeah, so this is angel numbers. Then another thing, I used to feel that I used to feel very strongly that this earth is not my home. Like, I had a longing to go home, but not my mom dad's house in India, not this house, because I feel like I had this sudden feeling like I don't belong here. And that feeling was there for maybe 3 or 4 days. And I suddenly started having a feeling that maybe I'm an alien and I have just come to this planet. And I mean, not just come, I have come to this planet, but I'm not adjusting well here. I need to go back to my home planet. And this kind of triggered a paranoia in me, because I started feeling like anytime now someone might come and might want to take me back home. And that feeling had a bittersweet emotion, because I was longing to go home, but at the same time, I did not want to leave my family. I did not want to leave my husband and my son. So it was kind of weird, but I had like a week of a lot of paranoia. I felt like something is wrong with me. I'm going crazy, and it's just that it's a weird kind of feeling. So if you have not had a spiritual awakening, or if you have not been through this kind of things, it can seem to you like I'm a crazy person with doing crazy talk right now. And that's okay, because I thought I was crazy for a long time too. So yeah, so that's another one. um, then another thing is, ever since I was a child, I have heard this sound in my ears. It's not in your ears, it's in your head, kind of. Um, and if you sit really silent, maybe in the night or even during the day, but when there's not much sound around you and when your mind is at a calmer state, I used to hear crickets, crickets, like the insect crickets inside my head. And I've had that since I was a kid. And surprisingly, my husband has that too. So we had spoken about this before, that even he hears crickets, and he thought he's the only one who can hear it. So he never asked anyone. And I thought I'm the only one who can hear it, or I mean, I did not think at all. I just thought it's a sound. I did not give it any importance. I didn't know if people hear it or not, but I just didn't bother. So this sound of crickets for me, after the birth of my son and all of this narcissistic drama happened in my life, it turned to a high pitch, like kee kind of a sound. It's like a bell. And I can hear it when I'm really calm, especially after the day is over and I sit on the bed. I can hear it like really sharp in my head. So the sound for me turned from crickets to maybe like a bell. It's like a high pitched, like a Tibetan bowl. It's kind of like that. It keeps on going on, and it's high pitch. It's not low. Um, Yep, so that's the thing. And then another thing is, I started seeing like vibrations in the air, uh, and mostly out of the corner of my eyes. Like I could feel that, is someone there, and if I look there, there's no one. But if I look here, I can feel like a vibration by from the corner of my eye. Like this, like the air is moving. I kind of felt like that. And it was weird because it happened a lot of times. And I was also seeing like movement in the air, a lot of movement. So it's like if you see a car on a hot day, or if you see the road on a hot day, you see air waves coming from, like you see waves in the air on top of the car. I was kind of seeing the same, but it was not hot, and it was not outside. I could see it inside the house, like just looking at a wall. I was seeing air, energy in the air. So yeah, that was another experience. And then there's another experience that I will probably share in another video, because this video is getting too long, in which I think I actually saw a being from another dimension. And yeah, I just maybe I'll make a video on that too, some later time. So yeah, these were all the experiences that I have had. And yeah, you just have to take my word for it. I have had these experiences, and I know it to some people it might sound really crazy, but if there's one thing that having all these experiences has taught me, it is that um, when people say things, a lot of times we judge them, and because we have some experiences in our life, and we see everything from the perspective of those experiences. So we actually are an integration, like how in maths we have integration derivation. We are an integration of all our experiences till time t, which is, or till time n, which is now. And we judge everything from this integration perspective, because we have lived just this and we remember just this. Actually, we have lived a lot more, but we don't remember our past lives. We don't remember all the knowledge that we have. We just remember this life, and that also we don't remember all of it. You can't remember all the days you have lived in your life. You remember the important parts. And we judge everything from that. And I was the same. If someone told me these things are happening to them, I would probably say they are going through a lot of mental trauma. Maybe they need to see a psychiatrist. And I was thinking the same for myself. But you just know when these things are happening to you, it's not a bad thing. If it happens to you, you will know that it is happening to you, and it's not like you have lost your mental capabilities. It's just that you are now waking up to a lot of things which you did not know existed before. And it's not like you are getting them now, it's just that uh, you are discovering them now. You have always had all these abilities, it's just that you are seeing them now. And everyone has it, everyone in this world has these abilities. So it's just that by chance I stumbled upon them. And so yeah, it has taught me that anything is possible. Anything in this world is really possible. So yeah, that's what I have learned from these experiences. So that was this video. I wish you all a lot of love and a lot of light. Thanks. Bye.